something different. Why here? Why now? They've been knocking him dead all over the universe.
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
Soon they'll be doing it at a theater near you.
Killer clowns from outer space.
Maybe they're just cruising through the galaxy and stopped here for a bite to eat.
You don't need a police, pal. You need a psychiatrist. They want to play games? They're messing with the wrong guy.
What are you in for?
Killer clowns from outer space. It's crazy.
Damn, I had hoped to be more forward through with the sharing. Anyway, welcome to the Dark Circus Studio. Yeah, here's the mic. Here it is. Yeah, welcome to the Dark Circus Studio. This is some kind of question and answer thing where I answer some questions, maybe build a track or do something. I'm not really too sure how this is going to go, but welcome to the party, all 12 of you that are in. How's the voice sounding? Let's a kick drum. Let me just do some more sharing a minute. Sorry for the dead air. La 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 la. How you all doing? How was your day? What you been up to? How does my... Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oi, oi. Paul Lee Kennedy, how's it going? Geraldo's in the place. Stevie Rose is in the place. Thank you, Paul. Crystal clear. Okay, that's both of my pages, and I think that's enough for now. Why are we not playing here? There we go. Brilliant. And there's comments coming in there. Brilliant. So, 21 people on. How's it going? How do you want this to go? I kind of wanted to talk about my Patreon as well, because, like, I do these things. I'm not really too sure what else you want me to do for your cash. I was kind of thinking you guys would get together and chat and, like, make me do stupid shit monthly for my cash, like stand in town for 3 hours with, like, free hugs for your £5 a month or whatever the hell it is. But anyway, yeah, so any questions? Or shall I just start getting into building a track? Simple kick drum laid down. Shared, thank you, Matt Rogers. Ross Evans, how's it going? So there's a kick. That's probably the weakest thing about the Electro is the drums inside. So I've got mine split so the kick comes out separately and then everything else comes out somewhere else. And they go into the Mackie along with the drum station, but we'll get to that in a bit. So we're running at about 120 BPM. I'm just going to add some hats to that now. Simple beat. I usually start all of my tracks off with a beat. So let me just turn that down a bit so you can hear me better. So yeah, I usually start all my stuff off with the drums, with a kick drum, and then like some hats, and then see where we go. Ready? better? You need a head cam? Yeah, I definitely do need a head cam. Electribe here runs all my drums and spits out MIDI to everything else. The only things that don't have MIDI are the Zoxbox, the TB3 and the TB03. So you can add some effects to that if you want. I'm going to add maybe a little bit of compression. Oh no, wrong one. And it just turns the kick into a whole different beast. Still think we're going to need to edge that down a touch. Just so that you can hear my voice over the top of it. So there. Change the kick, put a little bit of compression on it, and change the hat that I was using. Let's now add. Let's add some toms. No, let's add a snare. Are you using any outboard processing? Paul Lee Kennedy. Am I using any outboard processing? Not really, no. The only things that I use are chaos pads for any sort of external effects processing, or there's a distortion pedal on the TB03. So I can move that up a minute. Yeah, there is a distortion pedal on the TB03, TB3, and that is about it at the moment. The rest are chaos pads. Distortion compression is also nice on drums. Yeah, absolutely. I don't particularly like the distortion that the EMX has built into it. Yeah, the only other external processing I've got is the aux setup on the MX1 has got a chaos pad and an SL2 slicer running through it. What else have we got there? Morgan, am I in pattern mode or song mode? I am in pattern mode. So each of my patterns that I make are 8 bars long. I think that's right. And then yeah, and so that's and then they loop, and then with the chaos pad you can drop things out with mutes and solos, and that's how you make it sound a little bit different on the mixer. Yeah, Paul Lee Kennedy. That is the SL02, which is a slicer pedal and a chaos pad run through the MX1 mixer. I would like to get something from SCAT. They've got a digital delay pedal coming out soon, or I believe, and yeah, I really want to get that. That looks absolutely awesome. I've seen the capability of the dubster delay from SCAT, and it is just absolutely, it's unreal. That rolling kick drum that you really want with techno is just simple as hell. You just dial it in with the dubster delay from SCAT. I can't say enough things about that company. Anyway, shall we move on? There's no more questions, I believe. So now we've got like the basic of a track. We've got like a drum, a hat, and a snare, and another rolling snare. Hello, Amy Buffin, just joined the party. Jacob.Becky, how's it going? Yeah, please fire some questions at me. Anything you want to know about what I do, how I do it, what routing signals I've got, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to make a track and yeah. I've just noticed Amy Buffin has joined the party and she has a question. Sounds rubbish. Thank you very much, Amy. Come on. What's your question, honey? Art Venables has just joined the party. You've just joined in as Amy's asked the question, but she's run off. What have I got? No commenty thing now. Well, Amy, your question will have to wait until I've done a bit more to the track. So yeah, we've got like a 4-bar loop. Right, yeah, so there's a loop. Awesome, awesome. Morgan, that's one of the most common questions in the world. Why do the lights on the 2 units go to the left? They all go that way because it's a mirrored camera, because then I can see what I'm doing. I hate that my back's turned to you. I should have probably put the camera over here somewhere before I did this. But hey, sorry about that. So yeah, onward with the track. So that's over 4, let's put it over 8. And then add some more things to the kick drum, add some more hits to the kick drum. And everyone loves. What was your question, Amy? Hard keeping up. Why does it sound rubbish? Amy, because you're not into techno, honey. You like banjo stuffs. Hey, this is my makeup, man. Yeah, definitely my own makeup. Oh yeah, absolutely. With the electrode, you can like literally, as soon as you touch a part, you then have control over it. So yes, indeed. I closed the hat on one of them. The problem is the drum station doesn't take MIDI messages, as far as I know, from the Electribe to mess about with things over there, which would be lovely if it did, and then I could operate both at the same time. So what I've got is the Electribe and the drum station running through the Mackie down here, and both kicks go in on channel 1 and 2, and then we've got the rest of the percussion from the EMX, and then separate outs for the snare, toms, hats, and cymbals. So the Electribe, you can mess about with them on the fly, but it doesn't transmit to this one yet. I'm hoping that the RD909, the RD909 from Behringer is going to do that, and then I can MIDI it all up and have complete control over it as I go along. That would be absolutely awesome. No MIDI through on those drum units. Yeah, the EMX provides the master out that goes to the through 8 from MIDI Solutions, and then that sends an out or a through to everything else. The drum station actually has a in, out and through on it, and the through from that goes into this to back it up, because it's an ARIA piece of kit and it's really glitchy sometimes, and things drop out halfway through sets when you just rely on the USB ARIA link. Well, that's what I found anyway. I'm not bashing Roland at all. I love what they do. Take me on as a product tester. Woo! Anyway, more questions? We see that Abrasive has joined the party. How is it going, fella? Just got an EMX, love it. Have you got an ESX? Would it complement an EMX? Yes, absolutely, perfectly. It really depends on what you're looking for. The EMX and the ESX both offer, I think it's 9 drum parts and 5 synth parts. I think 2 of the 5 synth parts on the ESX are samples. However, the sample time on the ESX is very small. Hence the reason I got the cables. Hence the reason I got the SP555 from Roland long time ago. Just handle longer sample times, really. You can have, like, if you've got the right cards, you can have up to 11 hours of sample time on it, which is just ridiculous. Why not go modular? Modular is like the biggest black hole of money you have ever seen. I'd love to go modular. I'm actually going to start circuit bending some things, and I've got some good ideas. Me and Matthias Soccer from France have got some good ideas about what we think we should do with these things. As soon as Korg seem quite reluctant to be releasing another one. They're more in like the mini-log, monologue, prologue, which sounds very much like the MS-2000, which sounds very much like the Micro Korg. I'm not bashing the synth, I just don't think I'll be buying it. Anyway, because it sounds modular. Yes, indeed, Amy. Modular sounds like farts. Christopher Comfington, how's it going, fella? I'm kind of doing a tutorial kind of thing where you kind of ask me anything you want about routing, and I'm going to try and make a track over the top of it. Yeah, absolutely, Bevel Blade. I need to buy cat food. I got 5 cats. You know how much money in cat food that is a week? It's horrendous. Anywho, back to the track. just write that. Let's take a sip of water. Who is in the house? Sam Jones, evening. John Savage, evening. Lee King, how's it going? Here we go, some more questions. What happens when you sit at a piano or pick up a guitar? I can play a guitar, and I've got my guitar in the corner. It's an old Hohner. I bought it when I was about 14. When I started playing, well, I started playing the bass, then I moved on to guitar, and yeah, that was. I bought it for £70 off of the guy who now runs PMT in Bristol. Small world. Anyway, where were we? Are you using both outputs on the EMX? Yes and no. Because I don't have enough room for the synth engine on the EMX to come out into anything yet, until I get like another one of these, or Roland release something that's a little bit bigger than the EMXs. I would very much like to get the sounds of the EMX out. So at the moment I've got the kick drum coming out of the left channel over here, which is what I did just now, which I forgot to do. Oh, it means I've got to do the percussion as well to the other side. Yeah, to the other side, which is the right output of it. And then, like I said, they come in through there and go out through there. Good old EMX. Yeah, the EMX fucking rocks. So did you set up your Joy 303 bass lines to play notes at the same time, making the melody? No, not quite, Matt. My 303s run like in the same key, pretty much. So let's say I'm writing in E, then I'll find some notes that go kind of together with E, and then put those in on different machines. Mostly this one down here runs just like a one note, blah, 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 with some accents, and you'll see that in a minute if I get around to doing it. Where were we? Where is the acid? Andy Rodriguez, it is coming. I can just hear a chop female. Whoop, whoop. On top of that, awesome. Lindsay Mumford is in the place. We will see you tomorrow, honey, for the URL. Can you tell me the square root of 447,000? No. Categorically 100% no. That's not what clowns are for. Clowns are here to bring you joy throughout your day, and hopefully that's what I do with some of my posts. I wonder how many of you have actually unfollowed me. We lost like 600 or 700 from the URL group, but that's neither here nor there. Right, anyway, the acid is coming now. I swear to God, this is usually the next thing that I add. Okay, so we've got our, and it's rough. Hold on. Yeah, because it was a blank panel, blank patch, I had to tell the Electrode where I wanted those signals to go. So before it was very like in your face and stuff. Now it's kind of mellowed out, and the kick's coming out of one channel and the rest of it's coming out of the other. Still a bit loud in the mix. So yeah, then I would spend like an hour or two just tweaking that and EQing it and making it sound much better. Add in a little bit more of effects on these on the drum hits if it needed it, or you know, trying to anyway. Amy Buffum, I unfollowed you years ago. Yeah, so did my mum. Sam Jones, is that genuinely the square root of 447,000? If it is, fair play. Right, so now I'm going to add an acid line. So we will, the acid that's there, so we'll. one kick drum, one 303. One note, I believe it's A, and then two accents on it. Oh, nuts. She is an old machine and she is a cantankerous little bitch. I have stopped the machines from running and the motherfucker is still going. Let's turn her off and back on and see if she remembers the patch. Fucking old kit. Well, it's not actually that old now. It's, well, maybe 7, 8 years old. Zoxbox. Anyway, wonderful, wonderful things. I've got one. Charlie's got one. I imagine there's a multitude of other people out there that have them. They are a 303 clone. That's a 303 clone. That's a 303 clone. And that's, well, it's an attempt at being a 303. It's a very good synth, but it's not a 303. Do we have questions? Have you been using your distortion pedal much on your 303? Yes, absolutely. Let's just pop into that for a minute, shall we? We can play them independently. So that is the TB3, no pedal. So you can see it turns a fairly, I mean, that's a good acid line. There's nothing wrong with that acid line at all. And then you turn the pedal on. Ooh. And it's got some delay on it as well. Okay, and the TB3 is split over 2 channels, so it's got a normal dry channel, which is this one. So it more handles like the bassier, and then it's split into the pedal. So I can have like a nice clean sound, or I can have it dirty as fuck. Anyway, Christopher McCummington, catch you later, fella. Who's saying what here? Oh, he's off. Okay, cool. Do you have hardware sidechain compressor, or do you route your bass signal through a DAW, or perhaps you're using the 303 accent function to mute the lower the bass volumes in the first of your bars? No, not at all. I use no compression. I use no sidechain. I use no DAW. The brain of my whole setup is the EMX. Like I say, she spits drum notes to the drum station. She spits MIDI notes to the SH32, the keys, the FM, the System 1M, and the Waldorf Rocket. The keys and the Rocket are on the same MIDI channel, and the FM and the System 1M are also on the same channel. And the FM goes through the Behringer V-amp to go into the digital socket of the MX1. That's the only reason the Behringer V-bass thing exists in my setup. It's like a multi-effects processor for the Volca. Anyway, so we've got an acid line and a kick drum. Everybody loves an acid line and a kick drum. Listen. No, wait. That's the wrong acid line. We needed to turn the Zoxbox back on and see if it remembered its patch. It was A, wasn't it? You were not in A. So, let's see. So, oh, yeah, brilliant. It did recognize it. Right, we can move on. Make it more heavier. The way to make it more heavier is like speed it up and spend a lot of time on your EQ. Really crafting your kick drum. Like this is a 2-minute put together. I'm not expecting this to win awards or even sound any good, you know. How do you record? Exactly the same way as you are hearing me on Facebook right now. double out, stereo out from the last Chaos pad, straight into a DAW of some kind. It's usually my crappy laptop, Toshiba laptop. Line in, stereo line in. Yeah, that's how I record. I did try and track with the MX1, but because it doesn't record the effects, and and the mixer then runs into the Chaos pads and then out to you guys, so I can't capture what I do live whilst I'm recording it, which is a real pain. It means like I've got to set multiple. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And then go into Ableton again and then like almost build the track again, which kind of feels like it loses something for me. So any vinyl release that you get from me is going to be a live performance. There's going to be, the only polishing up is going to do afterwards is like some frequency afterwards. I'll send somebody a stereo WAV of it, and they'll master it a little bit, and then it will go onto vinyl, but it will be a lot as live as I can get it. Which brought, hold on a minute. Oh, Joshua, yeah, absolutely. This is going up on everywhere. How is your MIDI setup clock master routing? Okay, so again, the EMX is the master clock. She provides all the clock to everything, and she comes out of the out into a MIDI through, and then out to everything else. The Chaos pads have got their own separate little Kenton MIDI 5-way through, just to keep them on their own circuit, so that there's no ground loop hums and stuff. How much EQ do you use on your kick, or does it depend on what sound you're after? I kind of like I set this kick up in a couple of seconds. Let's just. That's not bad. I don't. The problem is, the more you over compress something or try and EQ it too much, when you get to a sound system, if the sound system's got like massive EQ on it again, it just kind of sucks them in because they're too big. So at the moment, I'm trying to put as little as possible on my kicks, so that when I get to sound systems, they're not just squashing the hell out of them, because my kicks destroy some sound systems. It's insane. Okay. Yeah. See, I'd love to have Ableton involved here. I've got 2 ports on the MX for PCs. And if Ableton played ball, I would use it as a massive sampler. I think, you know, triggers and stuff, it would be like much better. I do love hands-on, though. I do love hands-on, so I probably wouldn't get rid of that. But I could have sequence samples, you know, playing stuff and more on them, and it would just be lovely. But Ableton does not want to play ball. Okay, so we've got a kick and we've got an acid sound. Okay, so stop me if you hear something you like. Basically, all I'm going to do now is have a look for some patches on the SH32 that I like, and I'm going to trigger them with the arpeggiator on the Electribe. Give me 2 seconds, let me have a sup of water. Talking this much, this long is tiring work. Okay, so that is the SH32. This, actually, because it's not set up how I usually have it, underneath it, that's what the raw Electribe sounds like, and that's where you start with an Electribe, is just a noise, a pulse, as it were, and then you add stuff to it. I mean, let's see. So that's the raw Electribe sound. That's what the Electribe sounds like, and you haven't ever heard any of those sounds in my setup at the moment, because at the moment it's set up to come out of these where it should be set up to come out of those. But it's just because it was a blank pattern. Where were we? Oh, the SH32, that's right. So turn that down. Where have you gone? Oh yeah, of course. Oh, the joy. I like that. I'm going to record it in. Okay, so there I just realised we're not in time for any of that, so let's just make that happen. Right, there we go. So yeah, SH32, which was that one. And the SH32, like I say, is MIDI'd up to the EMX1, and it spits MIDI out to it. So, and I can change some functions just by touching the Electribe. And actually, whilst it's being controlled by the cut-off and resonance from the EMX, it's actually less harsh than it is actually on the... kind of like that. And then she has a mini chaos pad. So let's just, there's a filter delay here, phaser delay. Excellent question, just be put forth by Paul Lee Kennedy. What do you think of the valve force? What do I think of the valve force? See, do you know a company called Metasonics? I may be pronouncing that wrong. They produce a machine called the Wretch, and they were putting valves in pedals like a good couple of years before Korg did this, and then suddenly Korg came out at NAMM with the valve force. Now, the original valves in them are toilet. And it's a real shame because they come from Electro-Harmonics. All they do is muddy the sound and make things dirty and horrible. Let me just see if I can show you what the valve force does. Because I've only got the drums running through at the moment. Let's turn it up. This adds a bit more presence. but you need to change your valves. There's a pair of gold pin ECC 33s in there, I believe, and they are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, don't turn them up too much on some rigs, because some rigs don't like it too much. It's basically like passing a digital sound through an analog process, as far as I understand, because these are DSP. Is it DSP? I'm sure that's what. Anyway, don't quote me on that. What's the BPM bevel of this one? This is 120 on the nose. So yeah. Oh, I'm getting tangled. Now, with the help of the MX1 mixer that she is running through, you can then play around with these sounds a little bit more. Let me just show you. There is a Beat FX and a Master FX. The Master FX can be either digital, filter, scatter, flanger, bit crusher, or roll, or all of them at the same time. And I tend to use all of them at the same time. Let's just show you. Where are we? Let's compress it a little bit. Makes it more manageable, more controllable. And that's the Master FX. You're not going to hear that too well on the synth. Some patches are better than others on that. I will show you it on the drums. What do I think about punchy drums? I love punchy drums. I have, like I say, I have 2 kick drums running through the MX1, and I try and get them as nice as possible. But it's really, really hard. And every time I step up to a gig, I've then got to retune the drum machine because there's no patch save on it whatsoever at all. So it's a real ball ache, and it's fucking massive as well. So it's a real pain in the ass. Anyway, shall we add maybe the rocket to this? She seems to not want to be working. Oh, no, it's definitely there. It's definitely that. Ah, tight. There we go. So there's the rocket added to that. Let's just see what she sounds like on her own. Just a very basic patch through her. She's a very hard work synth, which means you've got to have your hands on her all the fucking time to be able to get different sounds out of her. There's no way to, well, I haven't found a way to MIDI her up yet. But she's got some absolutely beautiful noises inside her. And yeah, that's what you use the chaos pads for, is to add movement to your music. Now, some people say, like, how live are you? All right, I'm going to play like a repetition of what I do, and I'm not going to touch anything. And we will see, you know, where that goes. Like, listen. So that's it, just rolling away. If I did nothing to it, that's how it would sound for an hour. Okay, so we've established that that's what it would sound like if I did absolutely nothing to it. Now, this is how live I am. Okay, I'm flying off. So yeah, there you see. If if I'm not touching anything, it gets really boring real quick. So I have to keep moving things along, and that's what, to me, it's live. You know, it's as live as I can get it. If I just press play on the sequencer, it wouldn't be enough. Where are we? Almost sample time. Bevel, what does that mean, fella? Oh, you want me to add some samples to it? Yes, absolutely. Why not? Isn't that how women are? Always have to have your hands on them to get different noises out of them. Absolutely. But there are some synthesizers which, you know, happily will, you can put delay on it and stuff, and they'll happily chirp away, you know, regardless of what you put into them. But that, yeah, the Rocket is a real hands-on synth. It's a great synth. It saved me, like, its frequency seems to cut through, like, a lot of, when I'm on rigs and I can't hear myself, I can actually hear the Rocket, and she is a new addition to the family. So I like the Rocket a lot. Yeah, great little synth. It's only got like 8 or 9 buttons on it. and a... Yeah, lovely little synth. I was just going to add a little bit of the System 1M before we come to some samples. So let's add that. So, just added the System 1M to that. Anybody else got any questions? Boom, love it. Thank you very much, fella. I've got a Triton that disappears like a submarine when you add other things. Flo from France had bought a Triton and he said the same thing. If you're working on it, it's fine. If you're working with other things, it's not so great. Okay, so put some BPM on that. Yeah, oh, an offset. Yes, indeed. I am going to put some BPM on that afterwards. Then I'll find a few more noises and stick some samples through it, and then we're going to... There we go, twisted trippiness. Yeah, that is what the System 1 does really, really well. And 2 minutes. Okay. System 1M has got a button on it called the push gate. Listen. Oh, awful patch to try it on. All right, let's try it on a different one. Listen to how crisp that is. So I can control it there. It's a 4-voice synth, and I believe... Oh, it's not playing ball today, usually it does. It's great for drops. You wait until I've got the the bass synth from SCAT. It's going to go paired up with this thing, and it's just going to bring the bass that thing lacks when it's screaming away. Let's just bring some of that in. Let's just do that. and Offset, thank you very much. So that's the TB03. It's not in key because hold on. It's not in key with the track because it's just the first patch that I came to. Those are full and I cannot enter any more patches on them at the moment, so I need to either make a MIDI dump on it or get another one so that I can build other sets. Yeah, so yeah, sample time. Somebody said something about sample time. Do you patch the System 1M in any way or just play it as it is? I don't patch the System 1M as much as I do, as much as I should. It runs... it runs, what has it got here? It's an LFO out that goes into the Demora and Torcido. Those are Roland EFX units and they're semi-modular. So I've got the Volkers clocking in from the sync out into something, and I've also got the gate from the TB running something as well. So there's like 1, 2. And yeah, the signal then comes through the System 1M into the Demora and then the Torcido. Let's just give you a quick sample of that. As with modular, I've killed the sound. Somewhere it's lost, I'll have to go find it again and bring it back. I'm not even too sure why it did that, but... No, I've completely lost the sound on you. Oh, we're coming back. Weird. No idea why. Anyway, that's the problem with hardware, sometimes it does that. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty well, let's have a little jam. That feedback you heard is the little chaos pad.
Murder you were offered.
When it does that on stage, really fucking annoys me. And it has done it to me on stage quite a few times. Do you use everything you have in front of you? Kind of, yes. I'd like the tempo slower, please. Oh, yeah, we can slow the tempo down. What was the question? Do I use everything I've got? Yes, I do use everything I've got, but not all of it all at the same time, in like different combinations of what goes on. So like lean on the 303s for a bit, and then lean on the System 1M for a bit, and then bring it down to just the kick and 1303 for a bit, then bring in the TB3. So it's like a, you know, just kind of making sure that things fit within what you're doing. Don't like have it one massive fucking wall of noise, which is kind of what this sounds like at the moment, because it's had no EQ work. I've not spent like an hour. I mean, it's rough as old boots. Listen. Do you use the System 1, the System 1M, this one here? I absolutely fucking adore. Oh, I know what the problem was there. I absolutely adore this synth. Listen. How fucking beautiful is that? Like, that button on its own is worth its weight in fucking gold. I shit you not. That feedback could be great opening, yeah, absolutely. But when it catches you out on stage and you're like, where the cocking hell is that fucking noise coming from? And you realise it's just the sampler. And did you hear how it took over everything as well? Completely squashed the sample out, squashed my kick drums out a little bit as well. Fucking awful. Oh, that crushing was beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the System 1M, the System 1 synth. No, I've not had to play with it yet. I want it, like I said, the Demora and the Tuxedo are EFX units, and there are two more. There's a Scooper, and I can't remember what the other one is, but I want to get them both because it's another way to get any synth you want into the USB ports on the MX1s. It's an expensive way to do it. When they came out, they were like $220. You can pick them up now for one. I don't know, 120 or something. They've almost halved in price. But it's the only way to get anything non-ARA or ARIA or however the hell you sell it into there. So yeah. How do you make textures? Define textures for me a little bit. I'm not too sure I do it. Like, I'm not musically trained in any way, shape or form, and what I do is purely by ear. So if it sounds good, I will, you know. And like the sets that I'm playing at the moment, I started nearly 3 years ago now, maybe 4 years ago. So I'm constantly tweaking little bits and pieces to fit, because it was a shock to me when I got to big systems and they started crushing my kicks. It's like, well, is there anything I can do here to stop that from happening? So I'm trying to do that now. Have I got the VT3? I do not use any software whatsoever at all. There's no software at all involved. The only software is like Cool Edit to record my stuff to come out. No, I'm definitely not potty trained either. Okay, well, like a lot of people have just joined in. Maybe I should have started this at like 9 o'clock. Warren, how's it going? And JC, how's it going? Yeah, I made a track from scratch, kind of showed you what I do. If anybody's got any more questions, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of just wrap it up, because I think we're into about an hour and I'm fucking shattered. Been chatting all fucking night, like. So, check me out. I'm in Wrexham this weekend, Saturday night. I'm in Wrexham with Drago and a whole bunch of other people, man. It's a vocal thing, but the VT3. Ah, yes, the VT3. No, I've looked at it, but I have a K-oscillator somewhere. Which is great for vocals, and I want to incorporate that into the system. But like I say, I want the bass synth from SCAT to land first, so that I can find out where it's going to go in my setup before I add anything else. So there's a few changes that are coming, but so we'll see. Dave Manning, thank you very much. Yeah, I guess we're done. So I kind of showed you, you know, how we got, yeah. So yeah, mostly everything is in there. I did add the FM right at the end. Let's... So yeah, that's about as live as I get. Come and see me on stage. Come and see me in Wrexham next weekend. If you're watching this, post this. Check my Wrexham set. Chances are it's on my YouTube somewhere around here. Anyway, I have been the Acid Clown. Pierrot the Acid Clown. That's how you pronounce it. Pierrot. Do you know how I know? Because it's my fucking name! Anyway, thank you all for joining me. It's been a wonderful pleasure to rant at you bastards. Join me tomorrow for some more ranting. For the URL, if you have not got a tune in for the URL, you better hurry up, because the tracks, we have 47 tracks in the thread so far. You have until 6 o'clock tomorrow to get your tracks in, where me, Lindsay Mumford and Mike Politis will be sat here judging your tracks, giving you positive feedback on your tracks. Anyway, I hope somebody, somewhere, has found this slightly entertaining. Any questions? No, we're all over. Right, see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me. See you all tomorrow for the URL. Catch you later. It's been a pleasure.